Mangwanani malelepo vukenjani kwas vanave Africa. Now we all know of the Gregorian calendar, we know of the Roman calendar, we also know of the Ethiopian calendar, and some of those calendars might allege that today is the 28th of September, but on Africa Good Morning, it is only known as Diana's birthday. Happy birthday, Diana.
Thank you so
More
much.
life. We love it.
I mean, it's
Yes.
big energy.
Big energy is
I
essential.
have been warming you up the whole
Yes,
week.
absolutely. She's been building up towards the birthday. No one can say they were taken by surprise.
Exactly.
But you do look lovely.
Thank you
and
so
I
much.
hope you enjoy your day.
I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the love and support.
We did the best
You've
we can.
always given.
National treasure, after all. You don't get those twice in a lifetime. I have
You
to say.
really don't. But stick around. We will be bringing you some of our latest top stories, as well as crossing over to Zimbabwe to bring you the latest news from that side with Talent Kore. Stick around.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Getting into our top stories, North Korea said it will deport U.S. soldier Travis King, who ran across the border from South Korea during a tour in July. Pyongyang will deport him, having finished its investigation into King's illegal entry, state news agency KNCA said. Now, they did not specify how, when, or to where Private King would be expelled. His release comes a month after North Korea acknowledged detaining the 23-year-old. According to KCNA, he confessed to having illegally crossed into North Korea due to inhumane treatment in the U.S. military, antipathy to racism, and disillusionment with the unequal U.S. society. No details have been given about Private King's state of health, and he has not been heard from or seen since his crossing. He was on a guided tour of the demilitarized zone that separates the two Koreas when he left the group and ran across the border.
Now getting into our next story, Nigeria's major unions on Tuesday called for a national strike next week in protest at the government's response to tackling the rising cost of living. Africa's largest economy has seen living and transport costs heavily impacted after the government ended a petrol subsidy and also freed the naira, leading to a sharp devaluation of the local currency. Inflation is at 25%, while fuel costs have tripled since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ended the subsidy when he came into power in May, calling the move part of necessary reforms to improve a struggling economy.
Ugandan police say they have arrested a 17-year-old student on charges of trafficking 170 people. The police said they arrested the high school student on 18 September in central Uganda. Police said the student kept 170 people at the home of a 28-year-old woman while they awaited transportation to Kenya's capital. Upon interrogation, the student admitted that he wanted to extort money from the victims using the name of Humble Company in Kenya as a cover-up.
Now, journalists win prestigious award for Thabo Bester investigation. The Ground Up News journalists were awarded the 2023 Sanef Nat Nakasa Award for media integrity for their series of articles which thrust the sensational Bester saga into the public limelight and compelled authorities to finally take action. The investigation provided compelling evidence that the charred body found in Bester's prison cell was not his, contradicting the official denials from the Department of Correctional Services and G4S, the company responsible for the security at the privately run prison. It is alleged that his accomplice and girlfriend Nandipa Magudumana smuggled the body of Katlego Bereng into the prison with the help of several prison officials who are now on trial along with Bester and the disgraced former doctor. The online publication also broke the news of the first sighting of Bester in Sandton City's Woolworths while on a shopping trip with Magudumana.
President Joe Biden on Tuesday announced the first members of the Presidency Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement, including actor Viola Davis, who will advise Washington on deepening ties with African communities. Washington has sought to stress the region's importance and counter challenges posed by China and Russia to the United States' interest in the increasingly important region. Very interesting, considering that Trevor Noah worked in the U.S. and Viola Davis is not African, but I guess, you know, you can connect us around the world. Those are our top stories. Talent after the break.
so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment. Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
We now cross on over to Zimbabwe to speak to Talent Gore, and she's going to give us an update on all the news making headlines that side. Talent, Mamkasi.
Mamkasi Africa.
All right, let's get right into it. Now, the World Food Program to spend $68 million on hunger alleviation. Please give us the full details.
Yes, the World Food Program says it will, in the next 6 months, channel $68 million United States dollars towards provision of humanitarian cash and food assistance to food insecure Zimbabweans and national institutions. In a country strategic plan issued recently, WFP said during its 4-year plan to help Zimbabweans who are food insecure, it required a budget of $593 million United States dollars, with $120 million United States dollars so far used. The UN agency added that it has been covering an average of 30% of the national assistance program over the last 10 years. So apparently there has been an El Nino prediction in Zimbabwe, and so the World Food Program is saying that it is ready to help Zimbabweans, and also as much as it has been helping them during the years before. So they are going to be helping us if the El Nino do catches with us. But in as much as they have said that WFP has been helping us and so much, and so far they have used $120 million United States dollars in helping those who are cash and food insecure.
Now, the president has tightened screws around foreign trips for ministers. Does this include Ambassador at Large Hubert Angel?
Well, we're not sure about the ambassador at large, but the president has tightened screws on foreign trips by cabinet ministers and top government officials as part of new measures to manage government expenditure and redirect resources towards service delivery. In an address to the newly appointed ministers in Harare yesterday, President Mnangagwa said ministers and permanent secretaries would no longer be allowed to travel out of the country at the same time. In this regard, no minister and permanent secretary can both be out of the country at the same time, as this is implications on service delivery and general government businesses. President Mnangagwa said. He also said, furthermore, travel outside the country will be strictly limited to those programs which are of strategic importance and contribute to our country's national priorities. So this is quite a good move by the president, as this is going to help cut the expenditure by ministers and also top government officials, because we find out that when ministers are traveling, they'll go with their permanent secretaries, directors, and top government officials, and they will be relying on a government budget. So this will actually help Zimbabweans if they do put it in place.
All right, now Talent, in the last of your stories, it seems that the youth in Zimbabwe are facing more and more problems, and now the Zimbabwe police has said that alcohol abuse is rampant in schools. As briefly as you can, please, Talent.
Yes, police have expressed concern over the rampant abuse of alcohol in schools, saying that more and more children, especially those in high school, are indulging in alcohol consumption. And they've also said that they are also partaking in taking drugs, which include dacha and crystal meth. The police are saying that they're going to be investigating how these children are are buying alcohol, and also how they are procuring, how they are buying crystal meth. So right now investigations are taking place, and they have not so far arrested anyone. They just say that they are investigating cases of alcohol abuse in schools.
You know, some of these things could be difficult to mitigate, Talent. For example, marijuana is legal for scientific purposes and the economy and all of that. So it's going to be difficult for people to make such a separation. And the police are investigating crystal meth, which is not illegal in Zimbabwe. What's their plan after investigating crystal meth? You know, if it's legal in Zimbabwe, what's supposed to happen? We just point fingers, name and shame. Where is it supposed to go? It sounds like Parliament is supposed to step in and put the relevant laws to make sure all of this is curbed. Thank you very much, Talent, for bringing us the stories from Zimbabwe.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for having me.
It's always good having you on Africa Good Morning. Now, one of the reasons we love Africa Good Morning is because it is a decentralized space for African news. You can find yourself in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, in Botswana, in South Africa. And this is pretty much what follows the theme of the Tourism Expo. And yesterday was World Tourism Day. And to coincide with it, the Namibia Tourism Expo was launched under the theme Beyond Borders. Nyambe Nyambe, the executive director of the Kavango Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area Secretariat, which is based in Botswana, tells us more about the initiative by 5 partner states. And shortly thereafter, one lucky winner walked away with a $100,000 Namibian diamond courtesy of Namibia Desert Diamonds. Have a look.
My name is Nyambe Nyambe. I'm Executive Director of the Kavango Zambezi Okaza Transfrontier Conservation Area Secretariat based in Kasane, Botswana. Kavango Zambezi, Okaza in short, is an initiative of 5 partner states: Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, in pursuit of their shared aspirations around the management of shared cultural and natural heritage resources in this magnificent landscape between the Okavango and Zambezi river basins. And there are a number of interesting facts about Kaza, which include, for example, the fact that this is home to the largest contiguous elephant population, that is the savanna elephant population. It's also home to other globally significant wildlife resources. But more importantly also, it is home to more than 2.5 million people. So Kaza is really at the heart of shared aspirations towards regional integration by way of promoting objectives around sustainable use of natural resources, promotion of tourism in the landscape, promotion of protected areas management, also addressing issues such as animal health, and also promoting infrastructure. So where we are here on the Zambezi River itself is a very good indication and example of some of the regional collaboration efforts underway. The Kazungula Bridge is something that is going to go a long way in helping promote regional trade. So it's very important also to understand that Kaza is an initiative that is being promoted as a SADC or Southern Africa Development Community initiative. It's an initiative that is a symbolic of regional cooperation, one of the 17 terrestrial transfrontier conservation areas. The other one is a marine one, which is the 18th one. But for the rest of the transfrontier conservation areas, you realize that in Kaza, we're talking about opportunities for growth, opportunities for employment, opportunities for secure livelihoods, and thriving of private sector development. So, in short, we are talking about a landscape that is connected, a landscape in which we're supposed to pursue shared dreams for these governments and the people that live within the boundaries of Kaza. But of course, Kaza's work has important regional economic contribution benefits.
Namibia Diamond Trading Company is giving you the chance to win a polished diamond valued at 100,000 Namibian dollars.
As part of my responsibilities, I was responsible for making sure that the emerging cutting and polishing industry was actually supplied with rough diamonds. And when you meet tourists that come into Namibia, they always asking, no, we want a Namibian diamond, we want a Namibian diamond. So for us, obviously, even though most of the diamonds that we produce do not end up in Namibian hands, obviously we don't have the disposable income that our Europeans and American counterparts have. It is still important for people to have access.
I'm happy that the relationship between the diamond industry and the tourism is kicking off big time, and this is signifying by the announcement of the lucky winner of the Namibian diamond worth 100,000. I thought it was 10,000. 100,000 diamond. I want to see that. There's also 1 million diamond worth of diamond. So how do you keep this one? You keep it with the bank, or if the winner, you must have a security. People will hunt for this diamond. You must make sure that when you win this, tell them, announce publicly that I will sell it immediately, even if you possess it, because they will hunt you. They will hunt you out looking for this diamond of $100,000, $100,000 Namibian dollars. It's a lot. I want to see this, how it looks like. You only know this 50,000, 70,000, and sometimes the value is just also unnecessarily put higher.
We had 5,704 entries. So all these numbers were captured on a chatbot random program and Google Sheets, where we ran this random program, and we identified 3 people from that whole list of 5,704. So luckily this morning we have our 3 entrants here, and the Minister has the privilege to tell us who is the winner of this diamond of 100,000 Rand. Thanks. Namibian dollars, sorry.
Don't let your heart. It's bad luck. Relax. Just relax. There are no women because we give to them. Congratulations, my brother. I see.
Let's get into economic news stories. Namibia has suspended imports of live poultry, birds and poultry products from South Africa following the spread of highly pathogenic avian influenza in the neighboring country. The suspension is in effect until further notice, the Agriculture Ministry said in a statement released on Wednesday. South Africa is facing a major bird flu outbreak that poultry producer Quantum Food said last week had killed about 2 million chickens. Another South African poultry producer, Astral Foods, said that the total cost associated with the outbreak amounted to about 220 million rand.
Now, Altona Rare Earths said rare earth oxides at its Monte Moabe project in Mozambique are estimated to be in line with the company expectations. The Africa-focused miner said Monday that the project is expected to have 13.6 million metric tons rare earths elements, according to the JORC-compliant estimate. JORC is the standard used for measuring the in-ground size of a mineral deposit that a company may have discovered. The company said the estimate also includes 42,500 tons of magnet metals, neodymium and praseodymium oxides. This is the first ever official measure of the size and grade of the project, and they are delighted with the results.
We're going to head to the economic indicators just before we return with the sport. Now, Ukraine says that it will not play in tournaments involving Russian athletes teams after soccer European governing body UEFA announced plans to reinstate Russia's under-17 sides to European competitions. In a statement released late on Tuesday, the Ukrainian Association of Football urged UEFA to reconsider its decision and urged other countries not to play against Russian teams. UEFA decided after Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February last year that all Russian teams, national or club sides, would be suspended from participation in its competitions.
Now, Chinese teenage skater and Nepali cricketers break records in Hangzhou. China's teenage skateboarders and Japan's track cyclists bagged a bunch of golds, and Nepal's cricketers smashed records on day 4 of the COVID-19 delayed Asian Games in Hangzhou on Wednesday. At the skate park, 13-year-old Kui Chengxi became China's youngest Asian Games gold medalist when she won the women's street event. With an eye-catching performance featuring several ollies and a huge move off a high rail, Kui took gold ahead of compatriot Zheng Wanhui, 18, with Japanese 16-year-old Miyu Ito taking bronze. "I did quite well today," Kui said modestly. Kui, who hails from China's eastern Shandong province, only took up skateboarding in 2020 when China's COVID restrictions meant she could not practice rollerblading, which she began as a 3-year-old. The street competition involves skaters performing daring tricks on a course that has features that resemble an urban environment, including rails and gaps.
And Algeria have withdrawn their bid to host one of the 2 Africa Cup of Nations finals on the eye of the vote, the country's football association said on Tuesday. Algeria were one of the candidates for hosting either 2025 or 2027 finals, which will be decided by a vote of the Confederation of African Football's Executive Committee in Cairo. And the Valvichas gave their best effort of the Rugby World Cup thus far, albeit this time with more or less level competition. They went into the halftime break with the lead. However, Uruguay managed to pip them 36-26 as the Valvichas officially complete 7 tournaments without 1 win. And Namibia will be hoping for the best in 4 years to come. Highlights after the break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
You're watching Africa Good Morning. If you're just joining us, here are the news highlights. North Korea to deport US soldier who crossed border. Nigeria's big unions call indefinite strike over fuel prices and the cost of living. Student arrested in Uganda on trafficking charges. Namibia bans poultry imports from South Africa due to bird flu.
And of course, one of the most pertinent updates of today is it is Diana's birthday.
Exactly.